occasionally when I have breakfast, I may be on that all-protein where you have bacon and eggs.
Now, maybe that's true, maybe it's not. In some cases, it will be true.
I'm not sure that's a good diet.
I went to the opening of The Dark Knight Rises, which is commonly known as the Batman movie.
But I really love cereal. I would love to have cereal.
The movie is really worthwhile seeing, and most importantly, Trump Tower, my building, plays a role.
There's nothing better than properly done waffles with butter and syrup all over them.
How long will we go on defending South Korea from North Korea without payment? Bring the death penalty to Norway. Donald Trump was right. We're a bunch of fools, and we're being led by a fool. Enjoy yourselves, and God bless America.
Tell me that wasn't funny. Oh, you should have seen the different pictures of him. Especially with that fragrance. All of it was him. All of it was Donald Trump speaking. I don't know where he got all those clips at, but apparently he clipped them all together, and that's what they call a mashup, and they put it all together to make a funny, if you will. It's pretty cool. And there's one last soundbite I've got on, well, not on Trump, but one last soundbite for this, and then I want to move on to Dictator Obama's gun grab. So before we get into the serious stuff, there's another YouTuber who makes pro-Trump videos. He'll put them all together. He'll make a video, and then he puts it out there, and it's really, really well done. I mean, it's high-end. Like, he's got the equipment. He's got the machines. He's got the things to be able to put these things together. And he's got an eye and a talent for it. There's no question about that. But if you follow us on Facebook, you'll be able to see these videos as they pop up throughout the week because we'll be posting them. And you can be plugged into some of these people. So check this out. This is one that he made. It's unfortunate you can't see it, but you can definitely hear it. Go on our Facebook, facebook.com/Smith Radio, and check the video out there.
The idea of American greatness, of our country as the leader of the free and unfree world, has vanished. I've decided to do something about it. I couldn't stand to see what was happening to our great country. This mess calls for leadership in the worst way. It needs someone with common sense and business acumen. Someone who can truly lead America back to what has made us great in the past. We need someone with a proven track record in business who understands greatness. Someone who can rally us to the standard of excellence we once epitomized. I started with the issue of illegal immigration and proposed building a major wall that would be very high and completely impervious to the flood of immigrants who we don't want or need here illegally. Suddenly, Americans started to wake up to what was going on with regard to illegal immigration. Despite the large number of candidates who were running for the Republican nomination, what I was saying started to really hit home with people. It started drawing very large crowds so that we had to move our rallies into football stadiums and convention centers. The first national debate drew 24 million viewers, which set a record for cable television. All of a sudden, people who had never cared about the election or never voted before were rushing to our rallies. The rallies became massive. The crowds were unbelievable. The enthusiasm was based on pure love and love of what we were doing. The media, the politicians, and the so-called leaders of our country reacted in horror. But I persevered and went directly to the people because I don't need anyone's financial support, nor do I need anyone's approval as to what to say. I just had to do the right thing. I had to do it. I had no choice. I see what's happening to our country. It's going to hell. I had to do it. I've committed to a truly more powerful military, one prepared and equipped to stand up to any and all of our foes. When we draw a line in the sand, it needs to mean something to all, especially our enemies. I've released a tax plan that gives the middle class and those with lower incomes a chance to keep more of what they earn, while restructuring how the richest Americans will be paying taxes. I've introduced a whole new approach to job creation by encouraging companies to bring more of their jobs in manufacturing back to the United States, home where it belongs, along with the trillions of dollars currently being held in foreign banks overseas. What we need is leadership that can deal with our mess and begin to apply practical solutions to our problems. There's so much untapped greatness in our country. Together, let's make America great again.
Okay, and then right there at the very end of that video, it comes up on the screen. It says, "In loving memory of American victims of illegal immigrant crime." So that was the video that a YouTuber had posted. That was like a pro-Trump video, if you will. But it's all those things that America is resonating with. And as we move forward to the next topic of gun grab, I believe we have a caller on the line.
How's it going?
Well, we got Carrie Smith on the line. Carrie, how are you doing?
That's right. I'm doing awesome.
Great. Hey, we just wrapped up all things Trump, if you will, and we're getting ready to slip on into Obama's giant gun grabber.
Oh, let's hear about it.
See, you missed the fun part of the show, the exciting, the goofiness, if you will, and now you got to be here for the tough stuff.
Oh, that's the best part to be a part of.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess we'll just start out with the whole the cry, the tear heard around the world.
Oh boy, was that this week? I thought it felt like it was a while ago.
No, that was like Tuesday. The tear.
Man, that was. I mean, that couldn't have been real.
Well, the NRA is coming out and they're just blasting him for it. They're saying you're pathetic. This is so sad. So Obama.
Well, somebody asked to shed a tear for her when she was the victim of sexual crime against her, and she was unable to get a weapon because she was on the waiting period.
And she was on a waiting list to get a gun. And while she was on the waiting list, her there's a bunch of stories, but yeah, she was assaulted before she could get a gun. She was actually assaulted by an ex-boyfriend that was had a restraining order against him, and she was waiting for a gun.
Yeah, she had to wait because I guess they had a 3-day waiting period, and I think that correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like that the motive behind this ridiculous law was that, well, if you're thinking about committing suicide or a crime of passion maybe, we'll give you a 3-day or 30-day cool-down period. That way when you actually do receive your gun, or possibly even before then, you'll have second thoughts.
Right.
That's what they're thinking.
You'll turn it down and you'll have wisened up and you won't listen to the gun telling you to pull my trigger. Release the bullets.
Right. What's the common denominator, though, when you stop and think about this rationale? When it comes to liberals, they have no respect for the intelligence and maturity of your average, everyday citizen.
Right.
They think that we're all a bunch of crazy... I'm not talking about people that oppose them. I mean everybody. Liberals, conservatives. They specifically mean you, and it takes a liberal who is a little bit off of his rocker to look at that and say, well, yeah, that's true. I'm just a kid that doesn't know any better, that has no maturity. I mean, who am I to make these kinds of decisions? I'm more comfortable with just leaving it all to the government to micromanage my everyday life because I'm clearly not intellectually capable of doing it myself. So the problem is you got the majority of freedom-loving Americans, which would be under the conservative or libertarian sector of the citizenry, who is like, wait, why do I have to be micromanaged by you people acting as the daddies of all the adult, free citizens of America, and it's ridiculous. If they're that immature, then maybe they shouldn't get a weapon,
Right. Well, and then, liberals are always going to project. They're going to say, well, you know what? They're probably right. I probably couldn't handle one. So I know if I can't, they shouldn't be able to handle it either. So we'll just spread it around everywhere.
How can I trust them?
Right.
How can I trust these citizens over here? How are they any different than me? Because, of course, there's a lot of, what do they call it? Not vanity, but arrogance. That's what it is. you're so arrogant that you know you have flaws, but certainly these guys aren't better than me.
No.
So if I have my flaws, they have their flaws. And if I look at a gun and I have this overwhelming urge to use it, it's kind of like that Ren and Stimpy cartoon about the red button. You know,
Don't push
presented,
it. Don't push it.
If presented with a button that huge sign on it that says "Do not push me," there's in their minds, there's no way. It's an wow, I'm going to really go off on a tangent here. It's like their attitude towards kids in school who are coming of age, that we have to provide abortions for them, because certainly we can't teach them abstinence.
No.
They have the red button. They have the red button that says, "Do not push me."
Right.
That's what that is. That's what sex is. And they look at it like, well, we know that they're going to push the red button.
It's like that study that they did with the marshmallow. I think we talked about that.
Oh my gosh!
They took the
We're going
kids,
back to the marshmallow.
Right? They took
I remember that.
Took the children, put them in a room by themselves, and sat them in a chair at a table. No paper, no nothing. Only the kid. Only a blank table, chair, and they put one marshmallow in front of the kid. Said, "I'll be back in a minute. If you don't eat this, I'll give you 2, or if you do eat it, then you lose, or whatever the stipulation." There was a couple different.
They can eat. They can eat it if they want. But if they wait for X amount of time, I don't remember what the timing was on it, but if you wait, when I come back, I'll give you 2. And of course, they all really badly want the 2.
Well, that's the funny part. That's the funny part of the skit, is watching the children. I mean, you could have told them 3 minutes, and there was no clock in the room. Or you could have put a clock in the room. It wouldn't matter. It would be an absolute eternity for a child not to eat it. So it's the whole "don't eat the marshmallow" thing, or you ate the marshmallow. There you go.
And the thing that you need to come away from on that study, now your liberal will use that, take it out of context, and say, you see, we gotta always plan on or create a utopian world where everybody gets to have their one marshmallow, and we can't sit there and torture them by making them wait and stare at a marshmallow that they're not allowed to have, in order for the benefit of getting 2. Instead, we need to create the utopia that just allows everybody to have their one marshmallow. But that's why it's a lie. The reason it's a lie is because they don't tell you that this phenomenon of the children eating the one marshmallow only happens up to a certain age or maturity level, and once you surpass that age or maturity level, then those kids will wait. They'll wait for the second marshmallow.
Well, that's why they don't have.
They're trying to.
They don't have teenagers doing this. They're children between the ages
teenagers would wait.
Yeah, between the ages of like 2 and I think maybe 7. And they're really
even younger. I think it goes up to like 6 or something like that.
Yeah, but it doesn't go too high. Like the kids, like it wouldn't be my daughter or your daughter. How old's your daughter? 9?
Yeah, she would wait.
She would sit there and look bored, look at the ceiling. I'm waiting. Come back. Okay. I mean, it wouldn't be entertaining. My daughter as well. I think both my daughters, 7 and 8, wouldn't be entertaining like these 4-year-olds and these 5-year-olds that are pulling their hair out.
It was the 4-year-olds that were just unable to do it.
No control.
Maybe it was younger. Yeah. And that's fine. And the study proves that there's kids of a certain age that you just can't rely on to be able to make mature decisions like older kids. But liberals would have you believe that this is just a failure of humanity. Right. When in reality, you know what the reality is? Liberals have never grown up.
No, that's absolutely correct. If you are a liberal, it's because you have not matured yet.
You're still 4.
You're correct. So speaking of liberals and immaturity, Obama came out and gave a 33-minute speech on Tuesday about how he's going to take all the guns out of the hands of American citizens or such. But in this 33-minute speech, he referred to himself 76 times.
Oh, wow. How did he do that?
I don't know. He said, yeah. It was an article that came out about the narcissism of this president. Just completely. So he's going to use an executive order to do this, and Judge Napolitano came out and defined what an executive